Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we've found something new in Disney Plus. People have been exploring the new app and Disney's new channel and everything, and they found, along with The Mandalorian Episode 1 and a bunch of other Star Wars stuff, they found a slightly different version of the original Star Wars. Yet again, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, a little film opened in 1977 called A New Hope, Star Wars A New Hope, which soon became the fourth film in a 9-part, whatever you call 3 trilogies, and it was soon called Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, that wasn't the first and last change George Lucas made to the original Star Wars film. And a lot of fans are unhappy because they want the original in a quality version. A few years ago, we got a boxed-in version where the bars were included. So if you watch it on a widescreen, you get the black on either side and the black on the top, so the whole thing is in a little box. It was released on Laserdisc, but again, the quality of that wasn't great. So people want the originals because George changed them. He made a lot of changes, but the main change that people seem to get aggravated with, and it seems to be revised the most, is the whole Greedo and Han scene. Now, in the original film, Han fires first, and George didn't like that for some reason. He felt the hero shouldn't be a cold-blooded killer. And a lot of fans had a problem with that because that was kind of the point, that Han was a cold-blooded killer, and he was a smuggler and all of that, and he becomes a good person. He joins the rebellion and everything, and he chooses to help out and do something more important than just take care of himself. It's part of his character arc and everything. But when George re-released the films in 1997, he changed it so Greedo fires first, and people weren't happy with that. So, because it just they didn't need to make Han a goody. There's no reason why he couldn't have it changed the character. It's inconsistent. Blah 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 blah. People weren't happy. So then 2004 came along. They did another version of the film, special edition of the films. I think it was after the prequels were done, and he wanted to make changes like including Hayden Christensen and just things like that to make the first trilogy and the prequel trilogy sync better. So this time, Greedo and Han fire at the same time. So it kind of was supposed to end the argument. Well, neither one of them shoots first. They both shoot at the same time because they both get cues from each other or something. I'm like, I honestly didn't really notice the difference so much. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I understand why people get annoyed with it. Now then, the next thing we know, people have had a look at the film on Disney Plus, and they found that he's changed it again. And this time, he includes an extra shot with Greedo actually speaking a line which sounds like Maclunkey or something, which apparently was featured in, I think, The Phantom Menace, and actually means in some other language that this will be the end of you, or I'll end you. So when Greedo says it, it's interpreted as a threat, him saying I'll end you. So that's why Han fires, and they fire at the same time, because basically Greedo gives him a cue and threatens him. So if he restored it to Han shooting first, then him putting in a clue, like a threat that Greedo's going to shoot him, would make more sense. It would work, because, okay, Han shot first, but he had reason to. But he still shoots at the same time. They both shoot at the same time. They just add in this extra shot of Greedo speaking, and then they both shoot at the same time. So I can kind of understand replacing the old actor with the new actor from the prequel series, so you got the same actor running all the way through and stuff like that. I get some of the changes George has made, and I wouldn't have any problem with that if he included a proper HD copy of the original. And it's rubbish that it doesn't exist. There are all these rumours that they cut up the original prints when they did the special edition and all this absolute rubbish. There are prints of that film around that are being shown in old movie houses all over the freaking world. Somewhere there is a print of that film, and if it's not the best quality because it's not as good as the one that was in the vault that they apparently chopped up, they can restore it. There's no reason why we can't get a HD version of that film of some quality. So please do that, Disney. That's one of the things I was hoping was going to come when they bought Disney. But apparently this was the last thing George did before he sold the trilogy, the whole Star Wars to Disney. Was he went in and he re-recorded that line for Greedo and gave him that line and changed that scene again. Was that his one parting gift or his one last sort of thing to drive fans mad? He probably should have been spending more time on the deal and making sure that instead of making their own final trilogy, they used his treatments and actually ended his trilogy, which they don't. They created their own reboot, and people aren't totally happy with that. Oh, we're not going to go into that. So, yeah, I just had to make a video because I just thought, really, George, you had to go back and change it again. Why? Why does he care so much that he has to keep redoing this tiny little zine? Yeah, I just had to say something. So there you go. It's there. Yeah. Okay. Feel free to comment, subscribe. Just anyone has any information on that, anything you want to say, comments are good. I'm curious to see what other people think or what other people know about that scene or why he keeps going back to it. Thanks. Bye.